Here are the installation instructions for Elixir house-type combination doors, brought to you by Elixir Industries. The tools and supplies that will be needed before you get started are measuring tape, a power drill, a 1/4-inch hex head bit, a number 2 square drive bit, a number 2 Phillips drive bit, hex head number 8 by 3/4-inch screws, a roll of 1/8 by 3/4-inch Elixir putty tape, wood shims, lockware lock set, a storm door closure kit, and an Elixir combination door which includes hinge and striker screws. Elixir house-type combination doors are designed so that the rough opening dimensions are the same as the call size on most sizes. Before installation, make certain all mounting surfaces, siding seams included, are securely fastened and flat around the perimeter of the rough opening. There should be no obstructions in the opening. Apply Elixir's 1/8-inch by 3/4-inch putty tape to the back side of the door's mounting flange, covering all screw holes. Do not open the door or remove shipping clips or shims before installation. Opening the door before installation will destroy the proper squaring of the door. Insert the door assembly carefully into the rough opening. Make certain the door is secure on the floor. Place the door in the center of the rough opening in case there are bolt studs or the opening is slightly out of square, so adjustments can be made. Fasten the door with screws using the following method. Drive the first screw into the center hole of the outer frame on the hinge side. Next, drive one screw in the top hole on the hinge side, and then the bottom hole on the hinge side, and then do the same on the lock side. At this point, open and remove the shipping shims and clips. Then check the door for sealing and workability. After this, check and see if the door is operating and sealing well, and install the remainder of the screws. Remember, screws should not be angled or overdriven. Elixir recommends using number 8 by 3/4-inch or larger screws. When installing the door lock, place the seal on the exterior side of the door and position the door lock where the teeth of the key are pointing up when inserted into the lock. The drain hole will be at the bottom when installed properly. For those installing a storm closure kit, start by installing the storm handle. It is very important to place the spring as shown for proper operation of the handle. Next, install the storm striker plate and adjust to ensure the door closes properly. When installing the jamb closure bracket, make sure the 4 long screws that come with the kit are installed through the center closure jamb bracket number 1. Go through the jamb and into the stud. It is recommended that the holes for these screws be pre-drilled. Do not over-penetrate the screws, as this will distort the jamb board. The closure jamb bracket number 1 needs to be placed on the jamb, lined up with the mutton bar with the arrows on the bracket pointing to the storm door. Next, pull the plunger rod out 1/4 of an inch and hold with the slide hold open washer. Then place the plunger cylinder into the bracket number 1 with the short connecting pin. Next, take the door bracket number 2 and place on the door as shown. Make sure the door bracket number 2 is pointed in the correct direction. Once screwed in position, place the long connection pin through the door bracket and cylinder. For doors with all glass full view storms, jamb bracket number 1 should be installed at the top of the jamb. Pre-drill holes with a 1/8 inch bit. Door bracket number 2 should be installed in line with the jamb bracket number 1 and attached to the surround of the storm. Pre-drill these holes as well. After the closure kit is installed, check to ensure the storm closes properly. Adjust the closure screw as needed. Go inside the home and check the installation. If the gap between the studs is greater than 1/4 of an inch, and if the jamb is bowed out at the lock, it will be necessary to shim behind the jamb. Do not over-penetrate these screws. This will distort the jamb board. House-type doors have 5 2.5 inch screws taped to the door. These screws must be used during installation, as this is the way the doors were certified. The Elixir house-type door is tested using this method so that the doors will reach higher wind loads. These screws and the striker plates make your home more secure. Remove the top screw on each hinge and install the 2.5 inch pan head screw into the hinge, through the jamb, and into the stud. There also must be one 2.5 inch flathead screw installed in both the deadbolt striker plate and in the regular striker plate. Caulk the threshold at the jamb on both sides of the door to ensure that water does not seep between the threshold and jamb. If you have questions, be sure to visit our website at www.elixir24.com to get more information.